I just returned from the Symposium for Metabolic Health in sunny San Diego, California, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a brief recap of all of the speakers and vendors at this amazing conference. This conference was held from August 15th to the 18th, 2024 at the Wyndham Bayside and featured a lot of prominent speakers including Dr. Georgia Ede, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dave Feldman, Dr. Berg, and so many more. If you'd like to see some more behind the scenes footage from this conference, including this awesome meetup we did with Dr. Chafee, and some funny moments from my Dave Feldman interview, be sure to subscribe to my second channel, Jenny Mitich, etc. This channel features more vlog style behind the scenes content, so I'll put a link to it in the description below and at the end of this video. The Symposium for Metabolic Health happens twice a year, once in Boca Raton, Florida, and once out in San Diego. And it is put on by Low Carb USA. I sat down with the founder and organizer of Low Carb USA, Doug Reynolds, to learn a bit more about the organization and the symposium. How did the Symposium for Metabolic Health get its start?
I got involved with the ketogenic diet when in 2015, like the middle of 2015. Pam and I were doing, before this, putting on big conferences.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, like, what can I do to get to other people or to help get this message out? We didn't have a website, we didn't have social media presence, we had nothing. I got 350 people there or something that first time, out of nowhere, with starting from nothing. And then it's gone on.
The Symposium for Metabolic Health isn't the only thing that falls under the Low Carb USA umbrella. Can you tell me a little bit more about all the other things that you do? Because it's not just this.
It was necessary to create some kind of umbrella organization as a home for all these practitioners that were trying to embrace this, because they were out in the wilderness. They needed a home. So now we provide a bunch of training. They're all in our fold. We are establishing an alternative standard of care.
You guys also just launched a new journal.
We just launched a journal.
I love that. The journal is a really big deal. So for this particular conference, the Symposium for Metabolic Health, it does have like a research angle. It is a lot for doctors and researchers, but it's open to the public. And why do you feel that that is so important?
The problem is that it's so difficult for most people to find a doctor who's going to tell them that this is a good thing to do. What we teach them is like, just come and listen.
Yeah.
So we're going to a new venue next year on the Coronado Island.
Wonderful.
Beautiful resort.
Still in this area, but a
Correct.
new venue.
Just across the bridge here. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's going to be so amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a link to Low Carb USA, SMHP, the journal, all of that in the description of this video so that you can access it. Doug, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and thank you so much for all your hard work putting this on, because I know I've learned a ton, and everyone in this room is so appreciative of everything you do.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you. All right.
Every year, this conference has a special focus for the very first day of programming. This year, the focus was on using therapeutic ketogenic interventions in the treatment of mental health conditions. Mental health is a topic that's really close to my heart because I used to suffer from severe depression and anxiety, and I self-medicated with drugs and alcohol for many years. Therapeutic ketogenic diets are effective treatments for all sorts of mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, bipolar 1 and 2, schizophrenia, and eating disorders. The first day of speakers on this mental health focus day included Dr. Georgia Ede, Brett Shear, and Hannah Warren, and it was an excellent day of programming. The next 3 days were more generally focused on therapeutic ketogenic interventions and metabolic health issues. Day 2 featured speakers such as Dr. Tony Hampton, Dr. Ben, and Gary Tops. Day 3 featured Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dominic D'Agostino, and Michael Eads, who is the author of Protein Power. And Day 4 started off with Dr. Berg, followed by Dr. Siwas, Dr. Paul Mason, Adrian Soto-Moda, and Dave Feldman. And the day ended with a 6-person panel where they answered all of the audience's questions. You may think that sitting in lectures for 8 hours a day, 4 days in a row isn't a workout, but doing the cognitive work of learning and absorbing all of that material can be exhausting. One way I counteracted that was by staying hydrated using Element electrolytes. Element is a brand that has everything you need and nothing you don't, with 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. I always bring a little bag of the raw unflavored and the watermelon Element with me anytime I travel, because they're super compact, they weigh virtually nothing, and I can very easily put them into any of the water that I'm drinking. Staying hydrated is also essential when you're flying because of the changes in pressure and the possibility for swelling, so you don't want to get dehydrated. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order, so you can head to the link in the description. It's drinkelement.com/Jenny Mitich. That's DRINK lmnt.com/Jenny Mitich and get a free sample pack with any order today. And that applies to both their drink packets and to their sparkling waters. This is one of their new things that I love so much. Head to the description and get that free sample pack with any order today. Another feature of this conference is a full poster presentation where researchers can present all of their findings. I was able to speak to Peter Ballerstedt about his poster presentation, so let's peek in on that interview. I'm here with Peter Ballerstedt, and I really wanted to touch on his poster presentation. So Peter, can you tell me what this is all about?
Thank you, Jenny. Happy to. This is my attempt to achieve the goal of increasing awareness of metabolic health, as well as hopefully then increasing or multiplying the personal experiences of people getting to restore their health. So another goal of mine is to educate, inform people.
Yeah.
My thought, as a result of talking to many people here, is to deploy SMHP educators and materials into this system at the local level and see if we can't gain traction in that way to multiply the personal experiences to increase the awareness.
How would I go about contacting these two?
If you were to scan this code, you will find a page. It opens a web page that then has a listing by state of the land-grant universities in Illinois and surrounding states. And if you were to scan this QR code, you will get to a page that has the states listed, and you select the state, and then it opens that state's extension page. And then you can find the county and the address, contact information. So you can go in and find what they're currently offering.
Got it. Okay, so go to the website and kind of see.
And into the office as well.
And I will link both of those in the description below. I will also link information so that you can check out these two. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Peter. I really appreciate your explanation. It makes it more clear for me, and I know it allows the audience to like, oh, this is even available, which I think is half the battle.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
There were also lots of vendors. Any kind of conference like this is highly dependent on their vendors for funding. And I was able to chat with some of those vendors, including the founder and CEO of Keto Mojo, Dorian Greenow. I'm here with Mr. Mojo, Dorian. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Can you tell me a little bit about the Keto Mojo and what it does?
So the Keto Mojo is a blood ketone and blood glucose measuring device, and it measures your capillary glucose. When we launched the company, ketone testing was really expensive and almost $4 a strip.
Wow.
And so when we introduced the meter, we guaranteed $1 a strip for life. So we changed the pricing globally by over 75%.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think one of the things that's really cool about Keto Mojo is it's both a glucose strip and a ketone strip, so then you can calculate the GKI score.
That is correct.
Another thing I wanted to mention was the Keto Mojo website, because there's so many free resources there. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, this has been a 7-year development to create the website. We saw that there were lots of sites that was always putting it behind a paywall. So we have over 220 different recipes. We license all the low carb USA videos from the Society of Metabolic Health Practitioners, and we give all of those away for free 6 months after the actual event itself. So there's over 200 hours of videos that is on there, and every single article is peer reviewed internally.
Wonderful, that's amazing. So I'll put a link to the Keto Mojo in the description below. I do believe I have a discount code because I'm an affiliate with these guys. I truly believe in your product. It has opened just so many testing possibilities for me to like dial in my metabolic health, and it's amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I am with Catherine from Quantum Fixes. She is this brand, and she are one of the sponsors of the Symposium for Metabolic Health. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your product. What is this?
So Quantum Fixes are products of staples that you really don't want to miss out on keto. And when you get a lot of people go keto, they don't really know what to eat. They don't know other replacements that might be available. And so Quantum Fixes is really the product product that satisfies that need for 5 staples right now. We have pizza, bread, pasta, tortillas, and pancakes.
Wow. I am here today with Siobhan Huggins. She is one of the owners of Own Your Labs. And you guys know, if you watch my channel, that I get blood work done every month. So, Siobhan, tell me a little bit about Own Your Labs.
Yeah, so Own Your Labs is a lab test reselling company. And basically what that means is that we get really good pricing on blood work. So we're often cheaper than going directly through, for example, Labcorp.
Yeah, and it's so easy to order. Can you walk me through the process a little bit?
Yeah, so all you do is you just go to our list of tests and you pick whatever you want to add, and then once you have everything, you just fill out the checkout page and you hit pay, and then within 1 business day we'll send you a lab order form. You print that out, take it with you to the lab, and then they'll do the blood draw and testing, and they'll send you the results.
I'm here with Steve. Fill me in a little bit about this. What is this Any Dish?
So Any Dish is a recent startup, Israeli-based, that launched about 1.5 years ago, that has taken the concept of prescription medicine into the food space.
Okay.
They have created a platform for practitioners where they can import their patients' unique characteristics, their diet preferences, but even their labs, and even an overlay or a template of a particular diet protocol into this platform to create then for the patient client a very tailored delivery of recipes that actually meet the unique characteristics and requirements of an individual's diet.
Wow, that's so cool. I am here with Andy with this fabulous skincare line. Can you tell me a little bit about, how this brainchild came to be?
Yeah, so I was hit and run over by 2 cars in 2011, and I couldn't afford the creams and serums that the doctors were recommending that I use to counteract the abrasions that I had and the scarring. So I had a pre-existing clay mask already at home. So I went around town to try to figure out a way to regenerate my system internally, coming up with a tonic to put through a little straw in the back of my mouth to get nutrition and circulation from head to toe. Well, some of those ingredients I started adding into my little clay mask that I had before. My abrasions went down, scarring was still there, but the swelling and the circulation and scar tissue getting gradually faded out over time. And I just healed myself with that clay mask.
Wow. While this conference is very high level and features a lot of practicing doctors and researchers, it is open to the public, and I encourage everybody to come to the next one, which is in Boca, January 24th through the 26th, 2025. You can meet all of these big names in person. You can actually talk to them after they're done speaking, ask them questions, and pick their brains. It's not expensive either, and there's typically lots of discounts throughout the year. So I'll put a link to the Boca Conference 2025 in the description below. I'll be attending this one as well, and confirmed speakers so far include Dr. Saiwas, Dr. Boz, Dr. Ben, and a whole bunch of tentative speakers because it is, still a while away, including Dr. Ovadia, Dr. Westman, and Ben Bickman. This conference will be full of speakers by the time it gets to that time, so you can keep up with who's going to be speaking on their website. They add new speakers all the time. One of Doug's big goals is to get over 1,000 audience members at each one of these conferences, so let's help him reach that goal. I hope to see you at the next Symposium for Metabolic Health, and with that, I'll see you in the next video.